right, Johnny Wonder here with GolfWRX. I'm here with Duane Anderson. Duane, good to see you.
Welcome.
BK.
What's going on?
So we're at the Kingdom. We're on the high-tech putting studio that Duane runs here. He's the head fitter. We're talking about stability today. So the fun thing about what we're going to do is my boy BK over here has an old putter that he loves. And we're going to find out how stable or unstable it is. Duane's going to put it to the test. But we did talk a little bit about stability with Paul Demkowski and Bill Price from TaylorMade. Those are the guys that actually made the putter, market the putter. So let's zap to them and see what they have to say. Then we're going to put BK's putter to shame. I am here with Bill Price. Bill, good to see you. Paul Demkowski. Stability now is the hot topic in the market. Everybody's chasing stability. So talk to me a little bit about, we'll start with you, just how do you build stability? How do you chase it from a science standpoint? Like, what do you do to a putter to make it stable?
Yeah, so the very first Spider actually started out as an R&D project. And we said if we ignore what a putter looks like and just said how can we make it the most high-performing, stable structure, what would it look like? And that's when we developed multi-material construction. So you have lightweight components in the middle, and then you have heavyweight components in the perimeter. So you just really want to get the weight as far away from the CG as you can. Okay. And that gets your MOI values up. So through that multi-material construction, we were able to develop the first Spider, and then it evolved into our Spider blade, our Spider mallet, and then more recently our Spider Tour that had a lot of success out there, and now with our newest version, our Spider X. Now the Spider X, we realized that some of our previous models were maybe a little bit more fashion forward and a little bit bigger than what people want to look at, so we want to have something more streamlined, so that's what Spider X become. But we didn't want to sacrifice stability or performance, so we were able to come up with a new construction with a composite core to maintain the MOI pretty close to what it was, but in a little bit faster size and shape.
Chasing that, is that always the thing? It's like it still has to look good, or is it like, no, we're just going to make something completely stable. We don't care what it looks like. Yeah. How does that work? Like, how is that decision made?
That's always the challenge. I mean, Bill and I go back and forth with that on a daily basis when developing a product. Certainly, you have some products that people are willing to accept a certain look. The Spider family is part of that where, yeah, it's going to be a little bit bigger, it's different looking, but people value what you're getting in terms of performance and stability. And you also have more real estate for alignment and different things like that.
Right.
So we're certainly conscious of that when we develop product, and we recognize that there are couple categories of consumers, some that are willing to accept more than others.
If we go back to 2008, 80% of the putters on tour and at retail were blade putters. So when we came out with the Spider, the first Spider, it was the largest Spider at the time. It had the most performance because TaylorMade is all rooted deep into performance. So everything that we do from driver all the way down to putter. So we wanted to change the game at that time, and we looked at Spider, and Spider could change that game through stability. So this shape and this size is kind of more of a medium-sized mallet.
Right.
So large, oversized, medium-sized weights are kind of the norm today. So now it's 60% of the market on tour as well as at retail or mallets. So the consumers now starting to see.
Definitely shifted, yeah.
Yes, to stability.
At some point, science is driving the fact that you're going to be able to build this in an answer style package, right? So how do you go, if you can't go out, I'm sure you can go up. So how does that, like, what's the science behind that? Like, how does that work?
Well, let's start.
I'm gonna head like this.
So if you look at everything that's done in this room here, we've got over 38,000 impacts that have taken place on a putter. When you look at all the golfers that have come through here, this brown area right here is 28 millimeters wide. That's the first thing. This is 5 handicap and below.
And that little circle there, that's the center of the putter.
Okay.
So one thing you notice is as we capture those 38,000 plus impacts, the majority of them are toeward.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
you'll notice that's representing kind of the map of impacts.
So this silver area here is the rest of the golfers. This is all golfers that have come through here. So you can see this is about 38 millimeters. So we definitely have a problem with 14-foot putts. This is just 14-foot putt. So imagine what happens at 30, 40, 50 foot. So we're starting to hit it like this size.
Right.
So what's happening is you're getting a lot of twisting that's happening. So especially on a blade putter, you have a lot of mass that's out here unsupported. So it's twisting. And the deflection is not good, especially on a 14-foot putt, because the hole is only 0.8.
Okay.
So if you can get anything over 1, you're missing a hole. So that's where support and MOI and mallets and deep CG and stability come into play, because the whole secret behind Spider was being able to hit it off center, and the distance rollout was the same, and it wasn't twisting. And one of the things that Paul alluded to earlier, that Spider Tour that we've had so much success, because this is kind of very similar to the shape that we had from Itsy Bitsy for many years. So, but it's very boxy. It doesn't fit everybody's eye. And one of the things, Rory, it did not fit his eye. What he loved about WRX was the more streamlined look to it.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more streamlined. So that fit his eye right away. So the second part of it is he talked about distance control. When Rory's not putting well, his distance control is off. And so you'll notice that he hits it like 5, 6 feet by the hole. Now his distance control is well within, and that's what he said that why his stats went from 97th to 24th. So he had such a big year. He wanted to get in the top 25, and he was really talking about WRX and how that allowed him to have that great distance control.
Okay, so you're packing this much technology into a putter, but obviously it's got to feel good, right? So you have the face inserts, all that stuff, but that's another challenge. Because with all that weight and everything, it's either going to feel like a hammer.
Yeah.
So how do you build softness into that? Because you got to have it, right? So what do you do?
So when we're starting to redistribute weight all around, we're obviously really conscious of how much mass you have behind the hitting surface, because that's what really dictates the sound and feel. So when we do a product like WRX, we want to get the weight out of the middle as much as we can for the stability, but we keep a certain amount of mass behind the hitting surface, and we have our new 5mm insert. Doesn't look like we have one here, but just increasing the thickness of that insert there and having our proprietary Surlyn blend, we're able to maintain that good sound and feel.
You guys got Rom in this putter, Rory in this putter, Wolf's in the putter. I'm sure DJ's been in the putter forever.
Yep, Day's been in it.
Day's been in the putter forever. That says a lot, because those are guys that traditionally, Day's always used kind of a mallet, but like DJ's been in an answer style.
Yeah.
Rory's always been in an answer style. That says a lot about what this does for the people out in the community, in the WRX community. If those guys are flipping over to that kind of a putter, it's not because TaylorMade's paying them extra money to throw the putter. It's literally because it works, right? There's a science behind it.
There's guys outside of our staff that use the putter as well. So
Ton of
that's
them.
that's really the testament to the putter is really good when you get players that are outside the TaylorMade world that are using the putter. But at the end of the day, yeah, performance always wins, right?
It always does.
So now this shift of players that are coming over to mallets, like I said, it's gone from 20% to 60%, but the swing is also changing. So we used to see the old gated swing that we used to have where the putter used to go to path.
Right.
So you'd see the path and the face would open and close. The new players are coming in, what we've seen through here is that the swings change. You still have a gate, but it's more to target now. So it stays more closed to target at the same time. That's where putters that have deep CGs kind of work in that favor, especially because we have toe hang in it as well.
Yes.
So now that putter kind of swings itself. We hear that all the time. Oh, it kind of swings itself. That's what the deep CG does with the swing changes that are happening, not only in the driver, but in the putter.
And so we have our test monkey, Brian, who's had the same putter. I'm not going to show it to you, but he's had the same putter for years. And he's ride or die with this putter. So we're going to have Duane come in and kind of give him the full TaylorMade treatment on a putter. It's going to be interesting to see the battle against, I've had it forever, I love the way it looks, and see the difference between what Spider does on a gamer, an old gamer. Looking forward to that. Bill Price, Paulie Dimkowski. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go see what Brian does on this. I'm excited for this one. This will be good. So what do we have here? Talk to me about what you guys do here.
So we have a few systems we use here. First is our gear system, which is 3D motion capture. We scale the putter into the room, and we're able to get an animation of the motion that happened in the room, similar to a video game or a movie. What's powerful about the system, we take that to another level because we're measuring in tenths of degrees, tenths of miles an hour. So the measurement part of it is where it kind of separates itself from when you see a video game.
Right.
The second system we use is a Quintic system, so that helps us measure launch spin and speed.
Okay.
Make sure we have the right loft on the putter, make sure it's rolling properly. Then we also have our Perfection platform here that articulates, so we're able to mimic left to right putts, right to left, uphill, downhill, to see, at the end of the day, we're trying to identify what the player's tendencies are, and then we can quickly try some different putters and see which putter you should be playing. And then the science kind of stops there, and then the player gets a vote. Because obviously you got to be able to look at it and have confidence, and it's got to feel good and all those things. But first we can put some science behind it to say, well, you should be somewhere in here in this type of putter, so let's find something in there you like.
So you could play this putter, but you should play this putter. That's kind of what we're trying to get to.
At some point it can start getting academic in here.
Okay, so Brian's got a putter. You took his putter, you kind of spec'd it out, put some sensors on it to get the true test on here. So we'll do that, then you'll get into the rest of the stuff.
We'll see what's going on.
Is there any hiding from this thing?
No. No. This is, I'd like to tell you, this is what you do. Good, bad, right, or wrong.
Let's get into it. I'm excited to see this one. Here we go.
All set. Whenever you're ready.
Start of the truth, huh?
That's right. Straight putt, 14 feet. Good. Okay, I'm gonna tilt the floor so we can try a little breaking putt and see what the tendencies are there. You can create a right to left, left to right, and uphill, downhill, and all combinations of
Gotcha.
in between. So right now I'm setting it just as a 2% grade right to left.
Oh, okay, yep, now we can see, okay.
You see the floor start moving a little bit. And it's probably maybe a 10 inches, 12 inches out to the right.
It's interesting, it is 2%. It doesn't feel, it feels much more than 2%.
Something that we try to do up here at the Kingdom with just about everything we do is gather a ton of data,
Yeah.
but be able to show the player what that looks like visually.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful tool because we can start explaining what's happening.
So this is basically a launch monitor for putters.
Exactly. It's
Gotcha.
exactly what it is. So it's going to tell us how the ball's rolling off the face.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and roll this whenever you're ready. Okay. Good.
Oh wow, look at that thing just, it doesn't start rolling right away, that's for sure.
That first look is very interesting because this is what the ball does, and this
Yeah.
is actually what it's supposed to do. We need that ball to get up on top of the grass.
Okay.
So there's going to be some launch angle there.
Yeah.
If we had no launch angle, this ball sits in a depression, what we call a nest, right? It sits in this depression, so you're interacting with the grass right off the putter face.
Yeah.
So if you had no launch angle, you would hit the grass in front of the ball and cause a bounce.
Okay.
So we need to have some launch angle to try to get this ball up on top of the grass as efficiently as we can, knowing we're interacting with this turf. So we're going to start here. Go and throw one of those balls on that white dot. So what happens is we want to create as much topspin as we can. Paul mentioned it earlier, angular momentum. The faster we get this ball spinning forward, the more stable it is down that line.
Yeah.
Right? Think of a gyroscope spinning. When it's spinning slow, it's unstable. As you spin it faster, it gets stable. Well, the more topspin we generate, the more stable it is down that line. Looking at this putter, you might have maybe a little too much loft on it. By de-lofting my putter to where you need it to be, 1 degree strong, we're going to bring the launch down, and we're also going to get more topspin.
Yep.
We already have,
Top spin already.
so
So
we're
you're
going to
just
make
getting
you
more.
40 or 50
Yeah.
with the
Okay.
correct loft on the
Gotcha.
putter. The first spiders we made had 3.5 degrees on them, and it was like a chip shot.
But you want to launch them in the air.
We realized pretty quick we had to figure out what was going on here because we put them at more of a traditional loft, and it was, you could see the ball flying.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Like I
So
said,
that's
for-
why the spider in particular, we loft standard at 2.5 degrees.
Okay.
And every other, we're not a low loft company, but all our other putters are normal 3.5. At the end of the day, what I'm really looking for from a fitting standpoint is a putter you return back to where you started,
Yeah.
right? Because then at that point, if we find a putter we return back to where we started, then it's an aim issue. Now things get easier.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
having said that, put a ball down. We're going to hit one more putt here. What I want to know is when you look up, when I turn this on, go ahead and look at the hole. How you feeling?
Good.
Okay. So when I turn this on, how does it feel? Left, right, or square?
It feels a little left almost.
Okay, we'll fix it. So move your body around, adjust yourself there until it seems square to you.
Okay.
Now go ahead and roll the ball in the hole. What's powerful about the system in the room is we can make some change
Yeah.
and measure a result. Right? That's the power.
Yeah.
Whether it's a teacher working in a system like this, making some change to your mechanics, measure the result. And
Yeah.
here for us, from a fitting standpoint, from a product club standpoint, make a change. Now, what's interesting about that, I didn't change anything.
No.
I didn't tell you to suck in your forearms, square your shoulders.
Nothing. Just said.
I just
align.
gave you what square was.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to give you here is how can you work on your aim?
Yep.
Chalk line,
Oh yeah. True.
right? So basically, I just mimicked a chalk line on the ground for you.
Yeah. A little more high tech.
Address, impact.
We're almost.
Oh, you
identical.
return the putter within 1/100th of 1 degree
Yeah.
of where you started, not even a tenth.
That's about as
perfect.
perfect as you can get.
So you returned it back to where you started.
Yeah.
So Duane, BK, I'm gonna ask you first. Was my theory correct? 1 and 2, like what did we teach the kid today?
Stability.
Okay.
Stability makes a difference.
Do you understand now the difference between, you know, this and this and this and this?
Yeah, and it's kind of shocking because I think just going out with 2 putters in your hand and putting, you may not notice it as quickly, but seeing this and seeing how drastic my putter, I mean, how far it was open compared to Spider. I mean, it was 3 degrees on almost average. So, I mean, it's amazing how much more, you know, how much easier it was to get this square to the hole.
Now, you've done this. We had a putter face with 38,000 pieces of data cooked into it, right? Mm-hmm. How typical is he?
Pretty normal.
Okay.
It's especially, I think, with the putter he came in with. You know, with the rusted out putter, you have no alignment tools there. So that was pretty easy. You started me on an extreme. So just giving you the opposite and seeing all of a sudden your world cut in 75%. I can only say cut in half. I mean, more than half immediately was powerful. And then starting to return the putter back to where you started, saying, hey, keep getting face balanced.
Yeah.
And then we have options from there.
It takes timing out of it. It takes the guesswork out of it. It's not exact science. You're not going to line it up and hit every putt in the hole.
Sure.
But your misses get a little bit better. The ease of use is a little bit better. So for him, coming for like, you know, if he gets into a Spider and it goes out and plays with his boys on Saturday morning, not anytime soon, living in Detroit, but but what you'll notice, like, same thing I noticed, is just like, you know, I'm not hitting those 4-footers 2 balls out. Like those seem to start going in or catching the hole, and you know, 15-footers start to become a little bit more mindless, and you're paying attention to your alignment a little bit more, which I notice. I'm focusing on that less than anything else.
And those are a lot easier things to fix on the golf course than what we tend to do, which is you miss one right, oh, I pushed it.
Right.
You miss one left, oh, I pulled it. Now you're playing push-pull all day instead of, when we can nail it down and say, you have a putter, you return back to where you started. On the golf course, just thinking about my alignment is a lot easier than all that other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that was fun. That was a fun experiment.
was.
So Duane, thanks for having us in here.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
It's Brian Knudson, Duane Anderson, Johnny Wonder, Golf WRX. It's been a blast here. This place is amazing. If you guys ever have a chance to visit the Kingdom, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And, you know, they have the truth teller machine in here, so what's better than that? We'll see you guys later.